action!
Bigger!
Cut! Too scary.
Alright, my goons, welcome to another video. I've actually never done something like this before. I'm actually a little nervous to do a video like this, but I just kind of want to give my perspective over the new Street Fighter 6 modern controls. A lot of my people have been asking me on my Twitch and like on YouTube about like how I feel about the modern controls and do they have potential to be executed at a high level. 4 months ago, I played the beta and I've ran into this platinum player who was playing Luke, but he's using the modern controls. And I actually posted a snippet of the video here, and what I found really interesting about that fight was that he was able to control Luke very well on those modern controls, even though we barely really had a lot of time to experience the modern controls. He was able to do like everything he kind of wanted to do. And I think that's my standpoint on the modern controls, is if you could have proper control of your character, then you can use whatever control scheme you want, in my opinion. Okay, so now that I've given my opinion over the control schemes, let's go into the website themselves and see what Street Fighter 6 intended for each control scheme, and then we can talk about that. Okay, so here we are with the control types, and let's go to the modern one. And in modern, it says it is designed for players who want to fight without memorizing practical special move button combinations first. And now let's see what it has to say about classic. And classic is the standard control type for the series, effective at a high level play where complete control of your character is a must. Okay, so by this wording, Capcom kind of intends you to try modern first if you're a new player, if you're an intermediate player, you don't want to like learn how to do the high level stuff or whatever. Is for you to try modern controls first, and then down the line, once you start to get more competitive with the game, once you start to become more understanding of how everything works, then they want you to go over and switch to classic controls, where high level play, where complete control over your character is a must. But see, but here's the thing about switching over between modern and classic. Like, if you have complete control over your character at all times with modern controls, then the only real reason why you'd switch over to classic eventually would be because of the damage reduction modern control gives you. I believe it gives a 20%, please correct me if I'm wrong, but a 20% damage reduction for using the modern controls versus the original classic control. Okay, I also want to make this clear that modern controls does not mean baby mode, okay? You might run into some situations where people are like, oh, he's using baby mode, oh, he's using the... Nah, modern controls is not baby mode, you know what I mean? There's a whole other input type in the game called dynamic mode, and that is baby mode. Oh, here you go, just mash and then do cool things or whatever. That's what dynamic type is. Modern control type is not baby mode, mash. You still have to play the game. It's just a little bit easier to get some of the execution out. That's all it is. So don't feel bad if you want to use modern controls. Don't feel like it's for babies and you shouldn't really learn. No, you get into the game however you feel like will help you get into the game. And if that's how you couldn't get into it, fine, I don't care. Play the game, you know. So before I let you guys go, I do have a little hot take, but it has a point. Trust me, I have a point attached to it. But just hear me out. Just let me cook for a little bit. So I feel like in terms of fighting games, I feel like fighting games have been the slowest game genre to kind of adapt to the modern day gaming. Like, we had to go through a whole pandemic just to get good netcode as a standard. And that netcode, roguelike netcode, is not a new thing. It just took them a long time to update it and to put it into play with fighting games. Let's also take another fighting game. Let's take Tekken. Alright, I'm a Tekken player, so let's take Tekken. Tekken 7 released in 2015 in the arcades only. It was only an arcade game, and in the West especially, arcades isn't really a big thing. It took them almost 2 years to release the home version. I just feel like it took them 2 years to release the home version for Tekken 7. A game that's been in the arcades for 2 years, but nobody could really play because it's an arcade game, right? And I say that, right? I say that to kind of say maybe like Tekken 8 isn't gonna have an arcade version only until release. That Street Fighter 6 doesn't have it. there's kind of no point of doing that market plan. I don't know why they kept that up for so long. However, I feel like maybe it's the whole control scheme thing. Maybe it's time for an update too. Maybe this is the way to go, right? Maybe the whole quarter circle forward thing is cool. Like, I appreciate the inputs, but not everybody does. Maybe this is outdated, right? Maybe it's time to just, people like simpler, like TV shows are shorter now. Like, TV shows only have like 10 episodes. A Netflix series, that's a series, it's 10 episodes. So maybe it's time for fighting games to update in this situation as well, or if anything, to really just coexist. Maybe this is a new feature going forward, to just have simpler inputs just to coexist. It doesn't hurt me. I don't care. I'll still use the classic type because that's just what I know. But people who don't know, they can really use the modern type. You know, it's there for a reason. You know what I mean? So that's my take. What do you guys think about the modern controls? Will you be using the modern controls, or are you a classic fighting gamer and you're gonna stick with the inputs? I'm gonna stick with the inputs. That's me. I've been learning fighting games since 2016, so it's pretty much ingrained in my memory at this point. Now, if games don't have it, like Power Rangers, Project L, then, you know, whatever, I use what they have. But if they have it, I'm pretty much gonna use the input method. But let me know what you guys think, and if you guys like this video, please leave a like. I've never done anything like this before. I'm actually kind of nervous to upload it, I'm not gonna lie, but if you did like it, please leave a like. Comment in the comment sections if you have any constructive criticism. I'd highly appreciate it. And you guys have a good day. I appreciate y'all.